This just in. It is Friday night. It is 9 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? But that's right. It is a special presentation of Play for Keeps, the show, courtesy of the Nerd Initiative News Network. Mickey,
Yes.
please play that intro. That is right, ladies and gentlemen, coming at you live and direct straight from the Sanctum of Awesome. My name is Off the Cuff Tom. Don't worry, batteries are not included. And with me, as always, he is the weatherman to my anchorman. He loves lamp. He is Mickey CWK Smith. How are you this evening, Mickey?
It's a pleasure to be here, Tom. We're here to talk about some toy news. Unfortunately, we couldn't be in the field this time, but we're going to cover every piece of it. I promise.
And I'm done doing my Walter Cronkite because that's how the Legos crumble.
Oh, that was good. Good.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Nerd Initiative. It's Friday night. We got a special presentation. And when you want to talk special, it's always got Mickey with it because, he is the voice of Nerd Initiative. I forgot to mention that tonight. But yeah, we are ready to do this. It was New York Toy Fair. It is the big toy fair for North America this past weekend. Unfortunately, Mickey and I weren't able to attend. We do want to thank the folks from the Toy Fair for sending us out invites. Hopefully, we'll be able to get there next year. Okay, we're looking forward, but we're going to do our own special recap show. So make sure grab your seats, get your batteries, get a beverage, whatever you need. All right, you are in for an hour of toys, straight toys. We're going to talk about some of the big ones. We're going to talk about some of the ones that we really wanted to see. There is a lot on deck. We're not talking about pickups. We're not talking about. We're getting right to it.
Yeah. Like Tom said, just a plethora of toys and displays and demonstrations and news coming out of the last March 1st through the 4th, which was Sunday through Tuesday. Every major company was there, from Hasbro, Mattel, Bandai, I think Nintendo, like Loungefly, Funko, all of them, right? And yeah, we obviously won't be able to cover all of it in an hour, but we are really going to hit on the things that caught us by surprise, that maybe ignited fan bases. And yeah, we're just going to roll through this thing and just kind of wax poetic, I guess.
We will give you the news and nothing but the news.
Absolutely.
So let's get started. Now, this was down at the Javits Center, and those of you who happen to follow us, Backdoor Newer Comic Con is the same exact building. It was completely redone because the Javits is honestly, you can rearrange everything on this ginormous floor space.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things that you see, and if you catch anybody else's pictures, we don't have one, but there's stairs over by one of the main entrances, and when you stand at it, they put things on the backers of the kick plates of the stairs, so it makes a little mural, and it was so cute because there was giant ass Pikachu at the top too. So all right, but let's get started. We're talking Toy Fair. I love how I did. I got to take one little nod. I know you're the graphics guy, but if you notice, those are the NI yellow and black colors for the brand recognition, baby. Oh please. I celebrate small victories. So let's get started. We are going to start off with Diamond Select. Wow. I had another picture up here of how big their booth was.
It's huge.
All right. It's ginormous. I personally have a love-hate relationship with Diamond Select.
I feel that.
I went through their Avatar line. Specifically, if a lot of people don't know, they had an exclusive with Walmart for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So you would get these neat Avatar figures that didn't have all these extra bits and pieces, but it had something you wouldn't get from another set.
Right.
But they've got a lot of things. They've got a lot of IPs. You can take a look starting off. We've got the Muppets. right? You've got Sweetums, you've got Uncle Deadly and Pepe de King Braun, okay? Which pisses me off because it just says Uncle Deadly and Pepe. It needs to say Pepe the King Braun, okay?
Yeah, that would be cool. Well,
If you look up, there's an orc right there. This one I don't think they were ready because I wish I could zoom in, but that is a hand drawn card on the
is it?
on the shelf. It is. Wave 4 of Invincible is down there at the bottom, which we have Rexplosion, and then one of the twins. Oddly enough, they only had one of the twins. I don't know if they were going to do a second one, but considering how things have been going down in Invincible, if you've been watching it on Amazon, I don't know.
Well, you got to buy 2.
Exactly. Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, gorgeous figures. And I love the fact that on the Mad King, you can still see, whatever his disease was.
Yeah.
Or so, again, if I could zoom in on these, it'd be great.
Yeah.
The texture and the color and the gradient that they have on his robe is phenomenal. Also, did you check out who's hanging out on Sweetum's foot?
I can't tell who that is.
That's Robin.
Is it?
That is Kermit's nephew, Robin. One other great thing is a lot of these, and you'll see as we go through a lot of these little placards that are on the figures, is they have the MSRP on here, which I think is fantastic. So like Uncle Deadly and Pepe de King Prawn, it's habit. They're like $29.99. So kudos to Diamond Select for making these figures at a relative decent price. Lou right there with all of his flying fish.
It's awesome.
Again, they're trying to stay in a really good, achievable price point, considering right now. And then then the big one down there at the bottom, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Is that Bloodsport or is that Kickboxing?
That is Bloodsport. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah. Seeing a lot of Muppets lately. I think NECA is producing. There's a Sesame Street though. Let me clarify.
Yeah, NECA has Sesame Street.
Yeah. The Invincible figures are awesome from ones I've seen before these. Man, I love it when they do action movies, and I love movie stuff in general. I collect a lot. Like a lot of my action figure collection is related towards movies. So, Bloodsport Van Damme is probably on my radar as far as I know. What I do notice was with Diamond Select a lot, and like you were saying, you have a love-hate relationship with them. Higher end figures tend to be really good. Lower end tend to be lower end. Like they're pretty simple usually. Also, I find with Diamond Select, the bigger the better, right? Like big, chunky, giant, huge action figures like Hulk, Juggernaut, Abomination, all them. Great. I love it. They're so heavy. They just feel good. They're fun to play with.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, I have quite a few from the Marvel line, Marvel Select. So yeah, I always find they're sculpted really well. Paint's pretty decent, but yeah.
And speaking of Marvel, they also have some new figures. I know Archangel's one of your favorites.
That thing has been delayed for almost a year now. Like it's been on pre-order, and they keep like moving it back a month. So I'm hoping it's coming soon.
But I love the fact that it comes with the hand swap and the 2 other head sculpts.
Yeah, you gotta have 3 heads with every Archangel figure, in my opinion. But that's just yeah.
Hobgoblin also comes. You can't see it on the picture there, but he also does come with the back glider. With it, and you can kind of tell there that little plumage right there. That is the stand for the back glider. So it's so it looks like it's flying.
Yeah.
And Kat is absolutely right. This Wolverine that they have here is a Hugh Jackman Deadpool and Wolverine. There's also a Deadpool, but I mean, everybody has a Deadpool figure by now at some point. But it looks so good. It's got the beer fuzz and everything.
And if I'm not mistaken, that particular one also comes with the sleeveless arms. So you can switch them out. Yeah, which is cool. I wish the Marvel Legends had done that, but whatever.
And then randomly, Annihilus. Did anybody have Annihilus on their bingo card for this year?
That's another figure that's been moved back a lot too. It's been up there for a while. I don't know what's happening with it, but yeah. What is the promo images there?
So these images here, that's actually Berserker. That
Oh,
is
they're
from
doing
the
one too?
Boom Studios.
Okay.
Yep, that is the Keanu Reeves Berserker figure. That's going to be
Yeah,
coming out.
that's sick, man. There's
Yep.
another one coming up later it's awesome. Man, Diamond Select. They do a lot of good movie stuff.
They do.
Is she hung up?
Oh, geez. NECA.
Now we're talking.
Okay, first and foremost, I want to give NECA some kudos. Now, we didn't go through all the lines that NECA's doing, but the big thing we wanted to focus on was the turtles.
Yeah.
Okay. In this picture alone, there are 5 lines of NECA turtles.
Dude.
All right. So starting from, let's start at 12 o'clock, right there, dead center. That is the 80s cartoon, the Mirage cartoon, April O'Neil turtle
Hmm.
with Wingnut behind it.
Yeah.
Then if we go again, going clockwise, that is those are the Eastman turtles done in their civvies. Below that, about 4 o'clock, those are the Nickelodeon 2010s turtles. And then I had to throw at 6 o'clock this one in for our boy Rich.
If you hadn't of, I would have.
Yeah. Well, I know. Look, I'm always going to give him crap about this. He wanted to start this line. Thank you. Thank you.
It's
He
beautiful.
wanted to start this line, and I'm trying to push him. Guy who loves, movie and horror. Like, come on, man.
Now he
But
has.
this is the Shredder as Dracula.
And you compare him with your Van Helsing Splinter, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I also was hesitant to get started in this line. I really wanted that Van Helsing Splinter, and I molded over a lot, and I passed. But now I got to go back and get them because I want this. I want this posed somewhere on a shelf. Dracula Shredder versus Van Helsing Splinter. It's just sick.
Now, I don't know if I have the other figures. They did announce a few other in the monster line that they're going to do.
Mhm.
There's like the 2-headed monster. There is a Krang as
It's like a alien monster thing, like like from
thing.
the '50s movies and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a very B movie type
yeah.
character.
There was
And then
one
this
more.
whole big display set that's right here. This is everything from the Last Ronin and the Last Ronin Evolution or Re-Evolution, whatever the next
Yeah,
line in the books are. So kudos to NECA. They make great stuff, and they make them at very various price points, depending on your level of collecting.
yeah.
And they're solid. They really are solid figures.
And to just for a second talk about those 2012 Turtles because those hold a special place in my heart. Being like
Ice Cream Kid.
yeah, being an OG fan, of the original cartoon coming up. I'm still a huge Turtles fan. I tried to pass that on to my kids, and this is the one that stuck for my oldest son. He loved the 2012 Turtles, so I got into it with him. And what was great about that cartoon is they paid a lot of homage to the OG cartoon, and there was a
Oh,
lot.
very much.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So to see these, I again, man, I got to be cost conscious, but I kind of want this line really bad. I won't be able to get everything, but I'd like to get the turtles, and I really like that Splinter. That Shredder. I'm sorry, looks
With the
amazing.
Utram right in the back up there.
So cool.
Your wallet's going to be going, Booyakasha!
Dude, looking at this presentation, going over all the news, I was like, man, it's going to be a tough year.
And I like the fact that each of the turtles themselves come with an ancillary accessory
Yeah.
in universe that if
Yes.
you know kind of deal. It's not just, oh, here's Raph with 14 size.
I can't see it, and I didn't look. Does Raph come with Spike? Like, I would be very happy if he comes with a
I
little
think
Spike.
he might. I mean, I can pull it up
I
on the
need
screen
that.
here.
And I need Leo to come with like a VHS or a comic book or something. I don't know what Donatello would come with in this series, but yeah, that would be fantastic because I love that little Raphael Spike relationship and that whole series. It was good. It was really good.
And I mean, there's a whole bunch of other figures that came out. There's the Fugitoid, there's Super Turtle. There's just so much stuff. And again, we just graced right over a lot of it.
Yeah, NECA went they had a huge presence, just like
Oh
Diamond.
yeah, they had Sesame Street, Disney, DC, um, Nightmare Before Christmas.
The what are they? The Ben Cooper Halloween costumes, or I think that's what they're called.
Yeah,
They had a
not
lot
a
more.
fan of them, but they're cute.
I like them. I don't have space for them, so I gotta let them
Yeah,
pass. I think they had a lot more like horror stuff too.
I know they even had like a Usagi Yojimbo coming out with
Oh
their
yeah,
stuff. Like, there's just so much.
it's a lot.
Anyway, next one.
Moving right along.
Staying in NECA world.
This is
This
good.
is you, man. Talk about it.
So, 50th anniversary of Jaws, one of the best movies of all time, in my opinion. The very first like blockbuster film. Like this is what kicked off the era of blockbusters, summer blockbusters. Um, but yeah, we're coming around. I don't think we've gotten any action figures of these characters before, other than like Toonie Terrors and Mego have done some things. But this looks really good. Uh, Quint is a great movie character. I love that he comes with a couple of heads. He's got the headband. He's got you could take his coat off and just do the blue shirt with the sleeves. He's got so many things that like are from the movie, you know. And we are missing Chief Hooper. I don't know why. I have a feeling he'll probably come back around in some other way. But the Jaws shark, man, that's good. Do I have a close
It's
up?
Bruce.
I think I have a closer
And yes, so Donnie comes with the brain chicken thing.
brain chicken.
Mikey comes with Pizza Cat, and Raph comes with this little tiny spiky purple turtle.
Yes, adorable, good. But yeah, you could also see Jaws comes with stomach contents in tow. I thought that was a nice little touch.
Fish are friends, not food.
Yeah, so big movie fans, you'll appreciate this. I know I will. I'm kind of hyped for it, but again, we'll keep expectations low, and I don't know what we'll be able to get this year, so we'll see.
Yeah, because it's NECA.
Yeah, awesome stuff though. I hope this stuff comes to fruition. I hope they grow it out with Chief Hooper, and maybe I'd like to see the boat. I don't. That would probably be very expensive, but whatever.
And we were talking about that. Either Roy Scheider didn't give his or family of, because I forget where he's at in the world nowadays, whether or not they were able to get his use of likeness, or you had a really good theory that he could come out with the boat.
That would be great.
That would be great. All right, what do we got up next? We have from our friends over at Super 7.
Ooh, yeah.
My God. We've got Sesame Street in the reaction line, Sesame Street blind boxes. There are Thundercats done in a almost He-Man type style size.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's the crossover. That's a different company.
Yeah,
but they're in these chunky kid size. Yeah.
Yeah. More Thundercats Ultimates coming. Yep. I noticed that line. I think that's Lion-O down there and Mumra. Those are the ones with glowing eyes. Yeah. And I personally missed out on Ultimates Mumra. I kind of want the one with glowing eyes. I think I'm glad I waited because that's way cooler. I don't really care about the Lion-O.
Of evil. Transform this decayed wallet into. Oh man, I'm broke.
But I believe the Ultimates for that, is it 2007 TMNT that we see Splinter and Casey up there in the top corner?
This is the 2002 series.
2002. Okay, thank you. I'm pretty sure
this is the hyper stylized Fox style.
I'm pretty sure they already have the turtles available right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're still pre-order or they're like, you can buy them, but they look really good. I kind of missed that series. I did go back and watch a little bit of it, but yeah, it's cool. I'm interested.
I liked it until it got to fast forward, and then
yeah.
And then the Lost season wasn't bad, but how they got to it, not really a big, huge fan on that. But these figures look absolutely wonderful. I'm really interested because if you look at those blind boxes, you'll notice that there is a chase on Oscar.
Yeah.
So how they're going to do that, whether they're going to do a diamond version or this, that, or the other thing, I'm not entirely sure. But you can also see they've got some price points. So those blind boxes are $15 or $15 each. So it's $180 per case, for the big retailers. I think it's a neat line. I think that this is very smart right now of Children's Television Workshop and the Sesame Street brand. Obviously, this was all in works before HBO was giving them the runaround, so
Oh
this is still a great way for them to try and get some cash flow. Put in GI Joe there from the reaction line for Duke, just to show you that they are still continuing with that reaction line. Again, I don't like it.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to spend $20 on a figure. Give me something that articulates. Don't even give me a 3-point, maybe a 5-point. But I'm sorry, if I'm going to waste that much money on a figure that's only 3.5 inches tall, no, give me a figure that, I'd rather spend $5 more for a 6-inch figure that comes with accessories.
I agree. I can't argue with you.
Come on, come at me.
No.
All right. So this is going to be probably my Tomtrum for tonight.
Oh.
Yep. So Square Enix is coming out with some interesting Final Fantasy figures, and I think they're absolutely beautiful. Now, if you take a look, starting right after where the Square Enix is, we see a very polygon version of, if you're playing Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation 1, of Cloud. I don't know if it has articulation and whatnot, but if you take a look at that price point, it's $29.
Oof.
That's okay. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that, considering what they're doing. Now, if you take a look at that Tifa statue that's next to it all along the right side,
Mhm.
that's 79, I think it was. Like, it's still less than 100.
Yeah.
Now, if you take a look at these bottom two pictures here of Vincent, Red, Yuffie, Aerith, you can see a little bit of the Fat Moogle, and then the other characters from, I think, 15. These are in the hundreds of dollars.
Ooh. So these are these Mafex quality
Like,
figures?
I'm just like, where are you going with this? Like, it doesn't really say that it's this, that, or the other thing,
Mhm.
but I just can't figure it out. And I'm looking at these and like, dude, some of the appliques are like crap, and hopefully these are prototype. But honest to goodness, if I wanted to invest my money on these, I will wait till they're on clearance.
Yeah. So is Square Enix the producer of these toys? Like, did they make these toys?
Yeah, I believe
I
they
didn't
do.
I didn't even know, they were in the toy business, honestly. I figured they would license that to someone. But hey, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing they're probably doing like a whole line of that Cloud in the like game form.
Yeah, the whole line of the polygon figures. Like, I think
Yeah.
they showed Cloud, Tifa, um, Yuffie. I don't know if they had a Barrett just yet,
Mhm.
but I think they're adorable. I would love to have them. But the other figures, even more, I'd love to have them, but not at that price. Like, they need to come with so many accessories and so many of this, that, and the other thing. Give me 49 points of articulation. Like, legitimize why I'm spending over $100 on a figure.
Yeah.
I have, probably up to 50 some odd figure arts. I've never spent more than $100 on a single figure.
Yeah.
So these need to be like out freaking standing. Okay, that's my tantrum.
That's fair.
They're pretty, they're nice, but they're not for me.
And are those 6 inches or 7?
Those ones, I think they're 6
Okay.
if going back.
Yeah.
And we've got the turtles finally from Playmates.
So we're getting into like the wacky wild characters now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it all started going downhill in the original one.
Yep. I mean, we got the sports ones. We've got, but these are all remakes of the original
Right,
figures.
right.
They did take a little licensing, and if you take a look at that middle picture right there, you will see that there is a more modern Splinter there. There's the modern Metalhead from the 2012 series. But yeah, there's even Chrome Domes all the way like right down here.
Yeah,
And I had Chrome Dome, so I knew that one.
yeah.
There's Sewer Surf and Leah or Mikey. Next to that, up on this top row here, there is a 2012. That whole top line is actually 2012 Turtles,
Okay.
but done almost in a style of like the classic figures from when we were kids.
Oh,
And then the Sewer playset is back.
yeah, we got some close-ups of that.
Yep. And I love the fact that it is still to scale.
Mhm.
The only thing that's not is the box. They made the box smaller for, to be eco-friendly.
Yeah.
But it's the same exact, so you can 1-to-1 this. It is exactly the same. And look, they got Slash. I love that version of Slash.
It's the best. Yeah. I agree.
Mm-hmm. I
This is
had that one. I had that Krang. I remember getting that for my
oh yeah.
birthday.
This is a place that I missed out on as a kid that I would like to have now for sure. I'm pretty sure
I
this.
don't think I would, but I would just rather fill up the figures.
No, yeah, for sure. I also caught a picture of this right here, which is pretty cool. I got a few new vehicles dropping too.
Yep.
Oh man, the mutant Moodle is that module, whatever it's called.
The mutant module, how they would get back up and forth from, down in the center of the earth
Yeah,
from the Technodrome. That is classic.
dude. They're doing some really good stuff. I just like there's too many things.
And I like the fact that with these figures, they're not doing it up and like I like the fact that it's still that basic movement,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah.
you could put in the other ports of articulation, but they didn't. Like that foot soldier sitting there in the shell crusher,
Yeah.
so uncomfortable going, I'm here.
I like that they're sticking with the classic molds and articulations and stuff because that's kind of one thing I didn't like about the Masters of the Universe like Origins release where they kind of articulated the knees and the elbows and the wrists and the ankles. I just felt like it didn't ruin them. They're great. They're great figures. But it was just like I don't know. It was hard to pose even though they're like that. It was still hard to pose them because they're so top heavy. It was like all right, man, whatever. But whatever.
You mean big old barreling chests?
Yeah, you need a wide, strong stance. You don't need a bunch of moving parts.
But they all work out at the same gym.
That's bruh.
One other thing from Playmates we did not cover, and I chose not to, is we are not talking about the Power Rangers line. We talked about it earlier this week. It is not for kids, or it's not for adults. This is a kids line they're coming out with. Shut up.
If you want to check that out, that was the Monday night episode. We talked about it for about 15 minutes or something. So Power Rangers Playmates it has cool pictures from the toy fair there too. So
yeah. Kudos where they need to go because they're for the kids.
For the kids,
adult collectors. Yeah, it's like Wu-Tang. Look, hip hop reference. I actually knew. But the adult collector needs to shut the hell up.
Period. We got another Tom from.
Nope, that's it. No Tom from. Just shut up.
Yeah,
it's the truth.
I'm with you.
And now we're talking about our friends from the Cell Company.
Yes.
Wow. So Biker Mice from Mars, not only one, let's give them their kudos and round of applause real quick because that was one of the series that they just announced today is getting picked up for a continuing run for them for the Nacelleverse, Biker Mice from Mars.
Whoop, whoop.
So we do have new figures coming out. We've got Limburger, we got their henchmen. You've got Carbine and Charlie. The other figures, if you take a look up here, we got RoboForce. We got some new figures coming out from RoboForce. There's even, if you look all the way on the end, you notice how the one has the yellow backer card on there.
Yeah.
All right, that is Fireproof Max 89. That is going to be a Walmart exclusive that you can get during Walmart Collector Con online and in store.
He's gold, is he not?
He is. Yes. He's all blinged out. And then, interestingly enough, a show that has been canceled now is finally getting figures. The Expanse is getting figures courtesy of the Nacelle Company. Did not see this one coming. Never heard anything about this. The Biker Mice from Mars figures, yeah, they're pretty. They're pretty okay, Kat.
Oh yeah, they're. Look at that.
I can attest to it, just a bit.
Special, man. Special.
I've been called worse. But yeah, reviews coming soon on those. Trust me. I really am interested on how they're going to do Limburger, because I know he had, another identity. Are they going to do a head swap or face swap or?
I think it'll be a head swap, an additional head or something like that.
And again, Nacelle's new at this, so maybe they might just be smart and do two separate figures. Who knows?
Maybe.
But knowing what I've seen here already with the figures I have behind me, yeah, these guys are going to be great. And I really need to start getting some RoboForce on my shelf.
Yeah, you do. I need to open my
And
Max
they
89.
showed up a bunch of figures, not just these three. You got Cruel, you've got like they showed a bunch of villains, a bunch of the single stud one guys. Like they got their stuff together, and I wanted shut up and take my money.
It's a fantastic line just from what I've seen in stores, and I've got Max 89 from Walmart. Um, it's I love big action figures, and they're big, and they have a lot of
They're
accessories, and
big.
they move a lot. They're really cool, and the animated series is coming out in April on Tubi. Um, they've got Funko Pops, they've got which I was surprised. I was like, "Oh, man, we're doing Funko Pops in the sale? I see you, I see you." I would really like to see some Biker Mice from Mars maybe go on Funko Pops. That would be cool.
Well,
But yeah.
considering Funko just keeps rehashing the same old, why not?
Yeah.
Give me
But
new
yeah,
IP.
yeah. RoboForce rules. I can attest to it. I can't wait to see more figures. Yeah, I can't wait for the show either.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm all in right now for Biker Mice from Mars. So make sure that you stick around and rock and ride.
Rock and ride. Right on.
All right, Mattel, the
Mattel.
home of He-Man.
Heck yeah.
But
Speaking
we're
of
not talking He-Man.
uh,
Not to the next slide.
that's right.
But earlier this week, we found out that DC now has a new contract with Mattel. So we have a few of their new figures here. These are very much in line with, I'm guessing, like Fisher Price Little People.
That's what they were reminiscent of to me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have some of the little, or my nephews have the Little People Batcave and
Hmm.
I think I got them the Megazord as well.
Hmm.
So to see this, it's nice. I like that it's get their money early.
Yeah.
I think they're adorable. They have nice little play mechanics. Also, Jurassic Park with the new movie coming out. They've got some great new figures. There's a T-Rex there. There's a Plesiosaurus. And then I
They're
have no idea
leaving.
who those wrestling peoples are. So
So that we see John Cena in the back there. We've got
do you?
I think that's the Fiend down on the bottom, and we've also I
Yes.
believe that's Solo actually in front of John Cena. But there's a ton more too that they showed off. Um, I think there's some like retro figures coming too, so it's pretty cool, man. If you're a wrestling fan, Toy Fair was pretty awesome. The Tribal Chief, OTC.
Uh,
Hmm.
but it's the truth. Like they're making some great figures. I think these price points are around $25 to $30. So to see all these accessories now, Cena, I could say might be a little bit more because there's a lot of accessories in there with these head swaps.
Well, that's the Elite line, which they have a higher price point, but
Oh, they see. I don't know.
they also come with a lot more accessories, and they're much more like articulate, and so you get like soft goods with them. They are well priced for what they are, in my opinion. They're usually they're around $30 most of the time. Maybe 32, depending on how big it is, but they're fantastic. I've got a couple of them. I've got the Rock, Triple H, and I'm trying to get my hands on Stone Cold right now. But those are good. Those are like real high quality for $30, in my opinion.
So your Triple H, what iteration of Triple H do we have?
He would be the King of Kings, Triple H, which is my personal favorite with the
Oh, okay.
chainmail. Yeah.
Hey, at least I knew something. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take the win on that.
Yeah. Uh,
Now, speaking of big old barrel chested figures, let's talk Masters of the Universe.
yes, please.
Yep. So we have all these great new figures coming out
Oh.
from the Masters of the Universe line. We've got the Masters. I'm just gonna shut up.
I'm,
You do the
I'm
thing.
slobbering right now. I'm like, let me get all of those, please. Oh man, as you guys can see, She-Ra we got a new She-Ra figure. We've got
Two actually. There's two
Hordak.
new She-Ra figures.
Oh,
So there's this one in particular, which is a very. This is going to be closer to the masterpiece line. There's another one coming out that is going to look more more like a real woman,
Yeah.
not like basic cartoon.
Yeah.
Which I'm really really looking forward to, that they made her look proportional. And I like She-Ra. I'll be honest. I'll say, I'll be the first guy to say it.
No, I don't agree.
I think I'm really looking forward to it because even the suit isn't like one solid piece. They've kind of made it a little armory
Yeah.
by using different swaths of textures. So I'm all for that. Next to it, we got some of the uh, Masters of the Universe Thundercats crossover.
They're beautiful.
The He-Man figure, so I was right. It was Man at Arms
Yeah.
Hasbro.
Yeah.
Yep, and I noticed now that we have a good close up, he still has access to his hand. So luckily, it didn't get chopped off when we got a
Right.
2012 or 2011 Thundercat with
This
the
is
Samaflange.
this is one of those that wasn't in the original promo lineup, and they should have put him in there because he's a big deal. Like, I think he looks great. Like, they all look great, but he looks really good.
Now this Lion Savage He-Man, as I'm going to call him, you can definitely tell he's still got some gray pieces on here, so I don't think these are final. Hordak down there on the bottom and Shadow Weaver, those are from the next line of the Masters of the Universe line, Master Universe Classics line. And then this bad boy.
Dude, he looks fantastic. Now,
he looks so good.
is he just from the Masterverse collection, New Eternia, maybe? I'm not sure.
He is the Masterverse collection. He's going to be the next level up. Terror
my
Claw
gosh.
Skeletor.
I'm buying. I gotta get it.
I even was like, I will buy this for Mickey at this point because I know he loves Terror Claws.
Yes, he man, this is a good figure. And if this stays in like the $25 range that they normally are, it's coming home with me.
I don't know, man. I could see that as a $40 figure.
He's kind of like a deluxe. He might be one of the deluxe figures that come in like a wider box and are closer to like 30, 35, which 30 man, I'm still probably gonna.
Yeah, I would too.
I have to believe, without knowing, that those, if it's like the original toy, those claws come off, right? And they would be kind of like an accessory, like his regular arms are under there. But I don't.
And you can see he does have a hand swap. So
I can see the hand. So yeah,
would.
Those hoses or whatever they are would come off with the gloves. Yeah, man, this is gonna be a great figure. I can feel it. I'm excited.
Daniel, okay, so Daniel's saying that this Thundercats crossover is getting all his money. I'll say I would, in my collector's verse, I'm going to pick and choose what characters because that's what I like to do. I'm not a fan of the Lion-O figure in this one.
That's fair. I will. You know what? He probably is the most lackluster out of all of them, which is crazy. But he probably is. Him and Chitara are probably kind of like, okay. But I'm still.
Yeah, like
I'm still.
There's no essence of Tila in this Chitara.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, hey, Panthro. Frigate. Throw on Man at Arms. Tigra.
Just like him.
Tigra. This is a stretch here. I don't know if you have Tiger's pictures ready.
I don't.
He comes with a helmet. And honestly, I'm looking at it. I'm going, that's what a Manny face is. That's his robot face.
Would that make sense? He is kind of like the scout, like the. Yeah, maybe.
I don't
know. Maybe.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shadow Weaver. I know I have one of my employees I work with. He is definitely going to be getting that. But yeah, the Classics line. The Classics line is in good hands.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. God.
Now, show of hands, everybody in the chat, super chat. I want to see, thumbs up or whatnot for all the 80s babies. Okay. Loyal Subjects is bringing the 80s back in like nobody's business.
You got that right.
Okay. Rainbow Bright, Carmen Sandiego, My Buddy, but not Kid's sister. But they are also bringing My Pet Monster and the Popples.
That's a deep cut.
Like, that's such a deep cut. And here's the thing. Any of you 80s babies that have the kids that have the reversible plushies, what now? This is where it started, was Popples, baby. I had a Popple. I had a Popple. I had a mini Popple. I had a Popple backpack.
Right on.
Okay. Rainbow Bright, and the Rainbow Bright line is coming in a 4-inch line, and they are still coming in the full doll size as well.
Yeah, that's a good. That was a good idea. I'm glad they did both.
Yep, you're right. That's right, Ken. My Pet Monster is coming out too.
So, an 80s kid, born in 83. My Pet Monster, I like it's had a huge resurgence over the past 5 years, maybe.
Mm,
And I'm like,
not in my circles, but I'll say yes. Okay.
that's the guy at the top of this picture, right? With the
Yep, all the way to the top, the big blue furry guy.
Well, I see a lot of them on like social media and stuff, but I'm always like, I remember him, right? But I don't remember him being like I never cared. I was like, oh, that's cool, but like
So
maybe it's a personal thing. I don't know.
so here's the other thing. A lot of people don't know that, or you really have. This is a deep movie cut. Fred Savage and Howie Mandel did the My Pet Monster movie.
So hold up, that movie was based off of that, and I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Little Monsters is like top 10 movie all time for me, and I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yep. And then Carmen Sandiego, man, and I love the fact that they're still going with the more modern Netflix version of Carmen. Yeah. Now Daniel's talking about Don't Forget About Mask.
Well, hey, hold up.
Hold on, slow down there, Speedy. We didn't forget about Mask, okay?
Right.
I am going to spend all the freaking money on this one.
That's a good segue, Daniel. Thank you.
Thank you, all the way from down under. One thing that I saw a video of what the price points on these are going to be. I think honestly they're a little bit much. I think that they're really hoping that they get it, unless
I think that they know they can charge whatever they want for these is what I think.
And that's the downside too.
Because we've never have we had any mask toys since the original line?
Nope.
So there you go right there. There is a demand and they are going to supply it and we're going to be like, yeah, whatever. Just take the money, man. Give me the plastic to get out of my way.
Yep. Now, here's an interesting fact. If you guys know your mask, all right. So here we have Matt Tracker with the Thunderwing. If you take a look at that mask, that is a Series 1 mask.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you know the difference between the masks?
I don't.
Okay. So in mask, the original line had much smaller masks, more form-fitting that they would fit to their shoulders.
Yeah.
Because of a choking hazard, that's when the mask started being developed much longer and had almost a chest and back piece. Now, knowing this is for the adult collector, they're making them in that Series 1 style. Yeah. So we've got Matt Tracker. We've got the Switchblade, with Miles Mayhem, the helicopter that turns into a jet, which always had that great when, the
yes
come out.
Shout out to Connor. What's up, man?
We are doing great. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
The Rhino, I question the Rhino. Condor's the one. I told my wife when this one comes out, I want Condor. Because that is the figure that I could never get as a kid. Pat Rogers down the street had it. Tom didn't have it. But Pat had it. I think I even still have a mask figure floating around in some of my toy chests. And I would be surprised if I did. But Rhino makes me a little bit skeptical. And there's a good reason for it. And I wish I had another picture. But Rhino's coming with Matt Tracker with the Spectrum helmet and Bruce Sato with his particular helmet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and I understand why, because if a lot of people don't know, now we're going to have two Matt Trackers, obviously one with Rhino and one with Thunderhawk. Hold on, I'm going to look up who the other one was. The Rhino was driven by Bruce Sato or Alex Sector, the older dude who had what was it? Megabyte, I believe, was his helmet. Or no, it was Megabyte. Mm-hmm. He was the only person in mass that never actually had a suit. Like all they did was drop the helmet on his civvies. So that was interesting. So I don't know why they didn't choose to do that, because I always think of, Alex Sector and Bruce Sato as the Rhino team.
Right.
Not Matt Tracker. But the thing is, the Spectrum helmet that Matt wears in this is the actual mask in the logo.
There you go.
So I'm thinking that's what it is.
Yeah. There you go.
They all come with blast effects. They come with, the figure. The Rhino comes with the smokestack, missile launching, the whole nine. These are going to be the only other thing that I've heard about this is that the decals are going to be buyer. The buyer needs to put them on.
Oh, I don't know if I like that.
And they did that for the reason for folks that if they are customizers and they want to do their own thing, that was it. And once again, Ken had Condor. He had the Silver Hawks and he has Condor. You know what that tells me, Mickey? He's a bird brain.
All right. He got him. He got him.
I got him.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
I was sitting here trying to remember which masks I had, but I think I had later
Mhm.
series because I don't like. I remember watching the show. I remember playing with a toy, at least one. But I was like, man, I cannot remember which one I had. It had to be a later series. It had to be.
Yep. And do you know that there was one figure that was never made
Which one?
from the girls, or it was actually one of the female figures? Do you remember the white Porsche that turned into a submarine from the good guys' side?
I think so.
Never been made. There are some 3D printers that have put out you can print them off yourself, but yeah, never done.
Huh.
Now, if Loyal Subjects really wants to make that deep cut, then they need to do that.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, man, they could probably do this whole line again, and plus the one they didn't, and I think they would make good money on it.
I think that they would be smart and do like the big hero figures. I think that when they finally got up to the Racers third season, that's when things really got, because I know that's where I had a few of my figures. I had more of the season 2 and 3 figures, but definitely not the hero season 1 figures.
Yeah.
I had none of these on this list.
Right. Yeah,
But I want them.
I kind of want that Rhino for sure.
Yeah, like Condor is going to be $30 for. Then see, that's where I'm like,
Ooh,
exactly.
Rhino. That Rhino is going to be expensive.
The Rhino's in the 3 digits. I can tell you that.
Man, all right.
So again, we definitely love our marbled armored strike command. We really want these figures. So yeah,
I can't. Well, we got a few more close-ups of those too, don't we?
let's double check.
I think I've got some. There's a. Oh, sorry. You
Switchblade.
You go ahead. You got it.
And then we've got
Take that down.
Thunderhawk. Really nice. But again, stickers will be on us to put them on. So
self-application.
Yeah, self-applique. And I'm like, no.
Yeah. I don't. I wish they were.
Money, I want to put the damn stickers on.
For that much money, yeah. I kind of wish they were painted on.
And even still, Thunderhawk's wheels will tilt in as well.
And those figures are still 3 3/4, I assume.
Yep, they are standard they didn't change anything.
That's cool, man. So I can put my Ghostbusters in there. Just wanted to make sure.
and the best part is that they used a lot of the original molds when they were talking about this, just updated manufacturing practices. So like like Switchblade used to come with a very strong spring in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 40 years. They know how to make it better now.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So yeah, loyal subjects. Trust me, you do these right, I'm going to be even more loyal.
Yeah. Don't let us down.
I'll be very honest. I have never heard of this company until this week.
Hold on. I have one thing from them, and it's a Predator, like with the camouflage on.
Ooh.
4-inch figure, and I really like it, man. Very, very articulate, very detailed for what it is. So hopefully, whatever this is the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that RoboCop looks.
That RoboCop looks great. The Mega Man X looks fantastic because I'm still dying to get a Mega Man X figure.
Didn't even recognize that's what that was. Yes.
And then down here, they've just got these brand new Star Trek figures. They are doing Spock. They're doing Kirk. I know they're doing Archer, or not Archer, Captain Pike from Strange New Worlds. and then this Godzilla line that they have all over here. These are ginormous figures, folks. These are not like
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
a 6-inch scale. These are big. Godzilla versus Kong. You got Mecha King Ghidorah. Excuse me.
Yeah. Those man, Star Trek's all over the place. Like I figured they would have had like a central license, but they seem to be like
We're
nacelles.
coming up on the 60th anniversary.
Ah, okay. Okay. Everybody's getting a
Yep.
piece.
Everybody's getting. Now the other thing is those figures are soft good uniforms.
That's cool. And I'm assuming they're all original series, or it kind of seems like, or maybe they're just to that era of
Yep.
Star Trek.
And that's the hard part. We were talking I was talking with Brian about where the cutoff is for a lot of licensing is with Star Trek. So hopefully, if these figures sell well, we'll start to see more down the road.
Because they're what is the other company? They're doing more like they're doing like Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds and Picard. I can't remember who they were called though, but they
Mm-hmm.
look pretty cool too.
Yeah, I'm in for it. I mean, I would love to see that RoboCop figure. I definitely want that Mega Man X figure because trying to hunt down the D arts or robot arts from Bandai is expensive as hell.
Mega Man is one of those characters that will cost you, especially secondary market. Like it's not something really in the zeitgeist right now. I don't think like hugely, but
Mm-mm.
there's a huge market for it for like because there's hardcore fans and like they don't make a ton of those toys. So when you get them, they usually climb in value. What we got next?
We got McFarlane.
Oh man, let's talk about McFarlane.
And let me just say that before we talk about this, everything McFarlane showed at Toy Fair, flawless victory.
I like that. Oh man, so you can see at the bottom they've got the next wave of those Marvel statues, which are fantastic. I just don't have the shelf space to collect them. I really,
That Carnage looks so good.
he does, he really does, and that they've come up with so many. There's a couple Wolverines, a Hulk, Spider Man, and I love that Beast. I love Ben Grimm's one of my favorite comic book characters. So it's really cool to see him. And we got like a classic Iron Man. Um, yeah, I don't know, Daniel. I have to look that up.
Give
On
me
the
a second. I'll take a look.
Yeah, I'll keep talking. So the big thing though from McFarlane, in my opinion, was their Mortal Kombat line that they showed off. Right, the classic original game, I guess, or roster. Well, I think they've got like Mortal Kombat 2. There's not a real good picture out there I could find, but if you could tell in the background, you can see their packaging, and it looks like the old game menu almost in the background too, from the first game. It was very reminiscent to me of what Jada Toys has been doing with Street Fighter 2, which has been fantastic. So I think they kind of picked up on that with the packaging, and I like that a lot. And the Scorpion and Sub-Zero look great. I'm definitely gonna have to pick those up if nothing else out of that line. And then Page Punchers, we talked about that on Monday.
6-inch.
The RoboCop.
RoboCop is going to be 6-inch.
That's good. I like that. I like six to seven is a good spot. But again, we talked about it on Monday. The Page Punchers, McFarlane doing the Turtles. They kind of look like maybe they're IDW comics based, probably,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool. And I'll definitely take a look at them. I don't know if I'll get them, but whatever. But I thought that Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, just looks fire.
Great. I wish the face sculpt was a little bit closer to the comic book version. They didn't make the cheeks as round.
Yeah,
I think they took someone else's head sculpt and worked around it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But those Mortal Kombat figures.
It's kind of funny. Here, we'll get a little closer on the Mortal Kombat figures.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I love the fact that they stayed in basic colors.
Yeah.
Like they didn't like these are the Mortal Kombat 3. No, these are Mortal Kombat 2 suits. I had to look at the ninjas to figure it out. And the fact that we got the basic colors. They didn't overdo it. You know, you got the little bit of light texture on the Sub Zero and Scorpion's gi. And then it looks like the Melina Scorpion, I guess that's a 2-pack that they're doing. So you get the Freezy Ice Arms.
Maybe. I was also thinking the way McFarlane does things, they could be platinum editions of Katana and the regular Sub-Zero, but I don't know.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know for sure.
That would be great too.
Yeah. Also, just kind of sticking to McFarlane for just a second, like this Mr. Terrific looks so good. I'm not even like a huge Mr. Terrific fan, but I'm gonna buy that figure just for that soft goods jacket and just look at him.
Fair play.
Look at him.
Fair
Look at
play.
him. He looks great, man.
He does.
I'm a lot of people were happy that McFarlane isn't going to have the DC license anymore. And I was like, if he's producing stuff like that, I don't know. I kind of want him to keep it at least a little while longer.
But McFarlane's just doing such a great job, and you know, even still, we've got. We talked about it earlier that we're getting the NECA version, but my goodness, if you've been following along with, you know, from Boom Studios Berserker, wow.
Yep. There's a little close up of him.
I think it could have made it a little more Keanu-esque.
Yeah, it kind of seems maybe they shied away from that. And I don't know, was that like him saying, don't make it look exactly like me for whatever licensing reasons, but yeah.
And that could be it.
Yeah. Still it's a pretty cool figure if you're into the comic book, I think. Let me get back there.
Yeah, I mean the paint on there, the weathering, and I wouldn't mind like even on the guns if you have them, if you could do a dry brush of silver and a little bit of black to, you know, weather them down just a bit so they match the suit.
Yeah.
Because I mean, hey, look, I'll be honest. I have customized a few figures in my day, not very well, but you know, if you know how to do it, it's trial and error.
A blackwash does wonders for a lot of action figures, in my opinion. Also,
Dude,
like
my Gundam Universe figures need a blackwash.
I was gonna say you can get the Gundam pins too for like cracks and stuff.
Yes,
It does really good. I need to do that to my thing. I have a couple of them. I was like, I need to do that to make it pop. But yeah, yeah, it's cool, man. Comic book fans, that's something to look out for, in my opinion. And I think we showed off a Diamond Select statue not too long ago that looked really good too. So Berserker's got like a lot of stuff going on.
It's one of those franchises in the comic book, you know, like you said, Zeitgeist earlier, that if you're following it, it's great to see that you're getting your stuff for your fandom.
Yeah.
And so again, kudos, all power to you.
For sure. For sure.
And then we talk about Till All Are One. The one that just buys them all. And sits on them forever.
Okay. But hey, they got a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff to show off.
Yep. One, I got to give you credit. I missed the fact they were doing a crossover line.
Of the Hot Wheels Transformers?
Yeah, of Hot Wheels Transformers. Now, I really want to look into this a little bit more when they come out and see if they're remolding someone.
Yeah.
But we threw in here specifically for Ken. There is a Void Rivals 3-pack coming out later this year.
Oh, this is for me too, buddy. I'm a big fan. I love it. Jetfire, man. I don't have a Jetfire either, so this is like a win-win for me.
And that's the right jet fighter. That's not, you know, the other Jetfire that we don't talk about. This is the actual Jetfire.
Yeah.
It's not the Macross Jetfire.
This is basically like the cover that they did with Jetfire, and you had the two in front of them. So that's pretty cool. I'm hype.
They also announced, if you look straight down from Jetfire's foot there, they've showed off a few more figures from the Age of the Prime. So that's Alchemist Prime that we're getting here. Yep, I knew Ken was going to go over for that one.
I'm with you, man. Can't wait.
And then if you take a look, we also have a lot of stuff here coming out from G.I. Joe, CoverGirl.
I've got some close-ups of those.
There you go.
Yeah.
CoverGirl, Falcon. the Televiper, like deep cut Televiper,
Yeah.
their
Uh,
communications guy.
yeah. It's cool, man. I'm not a huge GI Joe collector, but this is pretty cool. I really do like this firefighter that they
Now,
talked about.
so GI Joe is doing this Legends line. Now, if you guys don't know, GI Joe started off long, long time ago, um, in line with Man of Action back when they did these 12-inch figures. These figures themselves were basic, manly jobs. So if it was a firefighter, there was an army ranger. When during wartime they were war figures. Out
Yeah.
of wartime, they were doing policemen, astronauts, so on and so forth. So to draw back to their classics, legendary lines, to be able to do this and put out this gorgeous figure, it is an extra large box versus any of the other um, figures that we've seen in the GI Joe line. So do not be surprised if it's at a higher price point. Um, but yeah, kudos to them. And then I also threw in one more Transformer up there in the top right corner.
Yeah.
That is a GoBot.
Oh, no way. Let's
Yep.
go.
So the GoBots have been canon in Transformers for quite a while.
Yeah.
You've seen them in the IDW books, but yeah, this is like our first real GoBot figure line in the Transformers line. So I had to throw that in there. The challenge of the GoBots was running the same time in the 80s, and we wanted to make sure we give it a nod. And this is actually a female figure too that turns into an F1 racer.
That's cool, man. And then I do have one more GI Joe thing that's not on this picture.
That's okay. Hit me. Thank you. I knew you were going to get to that.
Oh, Cold Slither, man. This box
Yeah.
is awesome. Now they don't have the figures in there. I don't know, like, still working on those or not. But I do have
Oh,
the.
there were some there were some pictures of the figures out.
I
There
got
we go.
yeah, I got the like I don't know what you would call it, prototype image or whatever. So
Press images. Yep.
this is really cool. Like, I don't know what they're gonna look like in final, but this is pretty cool.
Like this is one of those times where you're okay with having a figure set made from one very specific thing from one very specific episode because this was so freaking cool.
It was very cool. Cold Slither. I was like, dude, I think the box almost sold me. Just that's so cool. It was like a
Yeah,
thing
and the
unfold.
fact that it's the Springfield Theater, if you know, you know. In the comic books, Larry Hama run, what they did,
Yeah.
they're doing in the Skybound run right now, like deep cut.
Sick, man. I like that a lot. Also from Hasbro, big fans of Doctor Doom, especially cosplayers. This is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I like what Hasbro does with the Marvel Legends like cosplay stuff. It is a little pricey a lot of times, but it is high quality like things. Like their helmets are really cool. I just can't
Mm-hmm.
afford them, so I thought
If
that.
you ever get a hand on like one of the cap shields, they are stunning.
Yeah, yeah. I all just because it's cheaper than everything else. I almost got one of those goblin bombs, but I was like, what am I gonna do with this?
Ken, I agree with you. They should be doing the Skybound figures. I've said it before and I'll say it again. They need to do that. Now that we got the Void Rivals, the door is now open.
That's true. Yeah, we have unlocked that for future reference. Man,
Yeah, I don't even want to know what the Doom helmet's going for.
it's 100.
That's
Like
it?
like all of their helmets are like 99.99, I think.
Marvel Legends. Yeah, they're still going to do it at $99. Wow.
Which is
And
pretty
it's going to be
impressive.
out in August too.
Yeah.
That's pretty freaking amazing.
I assume it'll have maybe some voice modulator in there or something recordings. I don't know, but we'll see.
Well, what makes me really think is how are they going to cheap it out to keep it at $100? I wonder how much stuff you're going to have in the back since it has this big, huge soft goods cape.
That's a good point. Didn't think about that.
I'm just, hey man, that's what I do.
Yeah, you're thinking smart.
Sometimes. But yeah, folks, we we've gone through a lot of stuff. What do you got? You got more?
I just a couple more things I wanted to go over real quick. I'll make
I
these.
love it.
Well, I kind of missed it when we were talking about Mattel. First of all, right? Polly Pocket, Office, The Office.
There's a reason I didn't put it in here.
There's a huge I don't know. Polly Pocket's making a comeback, I guess, because they had a lot of stuff, and I just thought this was really cute, and I would share it with everyone because it's in the shape. I'm a fan. That's okay. Also,
I don't like The Office to begin with.
we didn't really talk about Mattel with their new bricks systems to rival Lego. It's really just Mega Bloks rebranded, in my opinion, from what I saw. So, But speaking of Lego, Bluey, man, we're getting Bluey Legos. I thought that was pretty interesting. I know
Mom,
my kid is gonna beg me for it, and I'm like, okay, fine. But yeah, this is really cool. And there's a lot of other things they got coming. This was just the big playhouse, the main thing they were showing off. And then I've never heard of Trick or Treat Studios. Have you?
No.
They do a lot of horror stuff. It makes sense, right? Trick or Treat Studios. So they got some Cenobites that they showed off, prototypes or whatever.
Wow.
I want to know
the leprechaun.
I want to know if these figures come in these VHS boxes, because if they do, they have my attention, right?
I don't see why they wouldn't.
That would be a really smart thing for them to do, I think, if they wanted to go that route, because I would be interested in that. So I hope
now this particular figure, would you pick this up in housewares?
Yeah, you would probably. A place called, I might go to the local S Mart, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, I was just checking.
Fans of Terrifier? I'm not. I know a lot. I have a lot of friends who really love this movie, and I just wanted to show it to them. Here you go. Here's a Terrifier. And one last thing, because this is my jam. We get a classic Crow from the original comic. He looks beautiful. Big fan.
Look at the detail in the musculature.
Yeah, he looks straight off the page, man, with the mullet and everything. So that was really sick. I was like, man, I hope there's a RoboCop. I ain't seen a RoboCop figure, but there's a RoboCop VHS box back there too. So they had Trick or Treat Studios had a lot of really cool things. I was like, I need to show this off because horror fans, movie fans would really enjoy it, I think. So there you go.
Yeah, folks, we seriously, I'll be honest, I was so overwhelmed trying to curate this and trim this down. And
you did a great job.
At 8:00 last night, I'm messaging Mickey. I don't know what I'm doing. So that's why, we just threw some extra pictures up tonight, because there's so much stuff that happened at Toy Fair this year. Hopefully we get the chance to go down and experience and bring the news to you live, either nightly or whatever. We'll figure that out when we get there. But in the meantime, we can't thank you so very much for spending your Friday night with us.
Yes.
And as always, we just wanted to throw the mic drop in. Yeah. How you like that, Ken?
Boop. Boop. Battle Cat.
We want to make sure that you comment like everybody's been doing tonight. Thank you so very much. You share with us and you subscribe, because you know what? When it comes to Nerd Initiative, this is the home of pop culture positivity. Yes. We have so much great content coming out for the rest of this year. We're looking to bring on some new folks. So make sure, you follow those QR codes. Go check us out on our social medias. We want you in our wheelhouse. Why not? If there's something you're passionate about, submit. Let's see what we can do. We would love to work with you, because it's the Nerd Initiative. We're trying to bring everybody in and assemble.
Yeah. What do we got going on the show Monday night?
Well, that's right. It's Masters of the Universe March Madness. Coming at you. So for the whole month of March, right here on Nerd Initiative, we are doing Masters of the Universe March Madness. We are following and covering so much great stuff from the Masters of the Universe franchise. This week alone, we're going to talk about the later end of the original Masters of the Universe line with the Snake Men. We're going to talk about the new Adventures of He-Man, and we are also going to talk about the Masters of the Universe movie. More importantly, we have brackets. That's right. Ooh. Do you have tapestries? No, we have brackets. We have brackets talking about who is your favorite He-Man. We have coming up, I believe we just posted up on the social medias, the who is your favorite Skeletor.
Yep.
and then we're going to leave the other two. We're not going to tell you just yet, but we're just trying to break it all down. And by the time we get done from week to week, by the time we get to March 31st, it's going to be head to head, and it's going to be, the last two right there. But yeah, we've got so much stuff going on here on Nerd Initiative. Make sure you're following up with us. Make sure you're on all the socials, and make sure you're following Mickey. Make sure you're following me. We've got, we do things too on occasion. Sometimes when we can find time. So yeah, and yes, Ken, you are right. It is just missing a QR code. We need to make a QR code and share it to all the folders, because nobody does QR codes like Nerd Initiative.
Nobody. Nobody.
Thank you so very much again, Mickey. I'm going to take it back to you so you can close out the show.
We just want to report to you that when you play, you don't just play for fun.